most of the times you will have to merge two branches into main branch. But the problem is we have code in sub branch 1 and we have another code in sub branch 2. Here we don't need to put all the code inside Databricks only. You may have code in repository Azure DevOps and you are going to call this notebook in Azure DevOps or Azure Databricks. Here I'm going to create a job on the basis of sub branch 1 and sub branch 2. I'm going to call this notebook inside this job task. Let's see how to perform this activity. Moving back to Azure DevOps, here we have repository and all the files are showing here. If you expand this folder number 1, we have notebook 3. Here we have print commands. I want to call these commands over the task here. So I'm going back to my Azure Databricks. Here we have some jobs and pipeline. I want to perform some ETL pipeline or job. This time I'll create a job here. Here you need to add your first task. So I'm going to add this notebook, name as demo 1, and then type. Here you can include as many as type. SQL, you can call your Python script, you can run your job, dashboard, or if else condition, even Power BI as well. Variety of options are available. Nevertheless, you are going to keep this notebook type as it is. Source is workspace. No, I want to call using Git provider. So here I'm going to provide Git provider and add a Git reference here. What's the URL here? Moving back to your Databricks, going to files. If you are under main umbrella, click on clone on right hand side. Command line is showing here. Copy this URL, close this option, paste it here. You can see automatically Git provider name is popped up here. Against all odds, you can see Git reference branch. You want to call any sub branch or main default branch. I want to make it branch here, main branch, and that's a branch only. Let's confirm. Moving down, here we need to provide some path. So what would be the path? Moving back to my folder here, copy this folder name first. That would be the first reference. Click here, slash, followed by this notebook name. I won't provide this extension name. I'll just provide name here. Only name will be given here. As a result, you will find this entire path. Cluster, as far as this cluster is concerned, you need to add a cluster, or I'm going to add this job, use this job cluster as it is. Let's hit create option. Can you see job created successfully? Moving back, run now. You can see it's a triggered and you want to see run option. It will take some time. Here you can see it's taking and going to run my task here. So I'll come back once it is completed. Due to some limit requirement on my cluster, currently I am facing this error. You might also face this error at your end. So I created a compute cluster using this setting. Here we have compute unrestricted, LTS, and minimum requirement is D4SV3. On left pane you can see compute option is given here. Let's rerun this code using this new cluster. I'm going to click edit task. Through the same task, I'm going to select my running cluster here. Let's save task. It's updated now and try to run new. It's a triggered view run. Here you can see it's running and my notebook is running now, running my Python command, I would say. Consequently, you will have to face their output and their running scenario. Can you see? It took only 23 seconds to run all these commands. You might have more times if you have more number of lines in your notebook, which means we can run our notebook which are available in Azure DevOps in Databricks using job runs. This is how you can run your entire job runs automatically. In case you want to view details, you can click on this view details here. For optimization purpose, you can see all the details of your compute cluster. If you want to see Spark UI, logs, metrics, you can expand these links as well. This is how you can run your job and task inside Databricks which are running your notebook. Those are available in Azure DevOps. Thank you.